part of the Sydney Moderns exhibition, we're recreating a room from the 1929 Burdekin House exhibition designed by Hera Roberts.
Well, the Burdekin room really displays quite well. One of the central themes of this show is artists at the time, during the 1920s, that were working not just in the studio but in an expanded field of practice. So they were working in areas like interior design, in graphic design and advertising, with the idea of pushing modern aesthetics into everyday life.
Hera Roberts could easily be seen as defining the sort of multi-skilled, professional, artistic, independent, modern woman of the era. She was a graphic designer and a very successful one. She was a collaborator with other artists. Her room's actually a fabulous sort of vortex of just about everything that defined the modern in Sydney at the time being brought together.
The exhibition itself was conceived by Sydney Smith, who was the founder of Art in Australia and the Home magazine, and convened by Roy de Maistre. The first 2 floors were filled with antiquities. Upstairs in the building were 6 rooms, which were designed by different artists and architects. In some of the reviews of the exhibition from the time, it's described that people kept sort of going in there and saying, "Where are the modern rooms?" and raced up the stairs and wanted to see those rooms. The designer of the furniture is Hera Roberts, but she actually adapted most of the pieces from other designers. The chair comes originally from a French designer called Louis Saugnon, but she changed it to her aesthetic and specification.
Well, this is a product that we mainly use for most of our stuff here at the gallery. It's easy to work with, and especially with the plywood, because I think the way the grain is set in the board is why it makes it so bendy.
What I first did was I researched if there's any documentation of the rooms, because in the original catalogue, Burdekin House catalogue, there was only a couple of the furniture that Hera actually did for the room. Then I found 2 photographs and also a illustration that was in the Home magazine. Very colorful, very modern in the colors, also in the shapes of the furniture, sort of quite Art Deco, Bauhaus influenced. But the original room then did look quite different. In the catalogue itself was described that the furniture itself was green lacquer, the walls were a light green, and the rug that was in there was a French modernist rug on loan from David Jones.
Nice and smooth, really replicating the rug that was originally used.
Yes.
So we're sort of keeping it all to that. So it's all 1 par height.
The carpet and the curtains and the chairs all have to have sort of an harmonious tone.
I think we selected a lovely polyester linen
For the curtain, and this is the design that Aidan came up with.
Yep.
And then we changed this a couple of times to minute.
Yeah, we did. We went through a few different colours, didn't we?
Yeah. But I think what we've come up with now is fantastic.
Yeah,
the maze and the port.
Okay, so
This is the painting, which unfortunately we can't retrace. Roy de Maistre is an enigma of Australian painting, really. Has been described as one of the first abstract painters.
Looking at this photograph, that it was either south of France or northern Spain. But this is a good place to start from this sketch.
Because we don't have the colour.
No.
We don't have any
And
colour.
that's the biggest problem I face. The modernists painting, they were so precise with their colouring because they use flat planes. It really relies on getting the colour right.
everybody I've been working with, all these different people, from the carpenters to the printers of the fabric to the carpet makers, everybody's actually very excited about this project, and I actually can't wait to see it all together and to install it.
I think people will still be initially struck by the colour, that impact of the green lacquer, as they would have been, I imagine, in the 1920s and 1929. Right. And I think, beyond that, once you get over that shock of colour, you see this amazing sense of colour harmony that she had.
It would influence, definitely, being exposed to some new ways of thinking, new ways of designing, new way of maybe social interaction as well. It was quite a, sort of a revolutionary time. There was sort of lots of things in movement.